Hey guys, I'm Koko. Welcome to Indie Month of 2018. It has begun. In this situation, I'm going to be playing a new indie game every day for the whole month of August. And as we begin, the first out of 31 games is going to be Almost Alive. Almost Alive, which is currently on Steam Early Access. I believe it hit Steam Early Access on the 17th of July this year. It has very positive reviews currently, and it's been developed and published by one guy, Emir Surimovic, I believe, and it costs $9.99 on Steam currently. So that's some general info. What the game is all about? Well, it's pretty gory. That's what I'm gonna say first, but otherwise, it follows the footsteps of first two Fallout games and Wasteland games. If you know those, then you would know what kind of atmosphere we're looking for. But the game itself, it's pretty tactical in some situations, but it is a like a real-time combat system. You don't have any like QTEs about how you're gonna shoot or something. You just shoot, you run, you shoot, you point, and you click, and it shoots. And it's a fast-paced combat, like really fast-paced tactical combat. It's not an easy game, so I'm gonna say I played it for a couple of hours for this testing purpose, and I really enjoyed it. I really do like the graphical stuff. So let's actually talk about graphics first, I guess. Apparently it's all hand-drawn by the author. He has been working on this game for like 8 years, I believe. And yes, it's all hand-drawn and then printed into the PC. I guess that's not how I should explain this, but yeah, you know, hand-drawn and then ported into a computer game. I don't know how that works, but that's how it is. And it's really, you know, you get that feel of post-apocalyptic stuff. Like everything is broken, everything is falling apart. You have abandoned buildings that are not really abandoned because you're gonna find some cannibals in there with a crowbar trying to eat you or something like that, you know? That style of game, I really do enjoy. A survival game, I would call it, but it's... I mean, Steam doesn't actually say, hey, this is a survival game, because it's not exactly a survival game only. You have to eat food. Well, I don't think you actually have to, but you should. There's also a tiredness mechanic, so you have to sleep. You can sleep for a couple of hours and stuff like that. So I guess it is kind of a survival, but not fully a survival. It's more than just a survival game. As I said, Steam says it's a tactical, role-playing tactical game. It has a real-time combat system, an awesome real-time combat system, it says. So yeah, that combat system makes it pretty hard. It took me some time to get used to it, but I'm no like FPS player or anything. It's not an FPS game, but you know, I'm no shooter player, so it got me a bit to get used to it. It's more like the combat system feels more like a bullet hell stuff. One thing I really wanted to mention as well, since I did compare it to like old Fallout games and Wasteland and stuff, there's a lot of freedom of choice that you can choose from. There's a lot of options, like how you want to actually go out there and how you want to deal with enemies, with friends, with all the other factions, because there's a bunch of factions, and some of them are hostile to you early on, some of them are friendly, but you can easily, like, I had some people asked me, hey, would you defend us? There's some people attacking us. I said, yeah, sure. And they gave me a gun, and well, I accidentally shot one of them early on while trying to shoot some other people, and of course they turned on me because I was the guy shooting him in the back. So in the end, I end up like killing most of them actually. And on the map it was like, hey, this faction, all of their leaders have been killed, so they don't exist anymore. So yeah, I've had a quest with them. Well, that quest didn't quite work out well, right, since I ended up killing both. Also, I want to say, I end up dying quite a lot early on when I started to play, because it's just, you know, it's kind of tough. As I said, it's not an easy game. When you load in, first you have like a tutorial-ish session where it's like your dream or something like that, and that just tells you, hey, you use this, you use that to shoot and stuff like that, and then you start the main thingy. And as you wake up, there's already like a machete there on the floor that you can pick up and stuff like that. And you can go out there and just start exploring. Either you go where the quest leads you, or you go and help some random people, or just go out there and see other people fighting each other out there. And you can just loot them and grab guns and grab armor and such stuff like that. So there's a lot of freedom in the game. And with the freedom, the most freedom you have is actually when you start creating your character. That's like, it's just amazing how much option there is. Like when you start, first you have like, hey, there's you can choose from a bunch of traits and a bunch of craziness, which is like a balancing thing. You can also pick from some presets like commando and psycho guy and a sniper, a tank, a parascout, stuff like that. So names are kind of cool. And you also have the attributes like agility and deterrence or something like that. I don't even know what you have, but I know there's agility, you know, like the classic stuff that you have. Agility, strength, probably intelligence, I don't know. So yeah, you have a bunch of traits. You have some craziness that you have to balance through them, and you also have points that you can spend to take some of them. So like on the balance side, you have maybe I'm better at this and this, but then on the craziness side, you have maybe I'm afraid of cannibals because cannibals ate my father, or maybe I'm a coward, which means that at some point when it gets too hot in the combat, your character just might start uncontrollably running around, just fly away, just run away from the combat, which actually happened once to me as I was playing with the coward trait. So that was actually a pretty fun thing, because your psyche actually plays a big role in the game. And apparently, like that's how they wanted to do it, because you know everything is kind of crazy in this world. And people want to kill you, people want to eat you, people want to do horrible things to you. And of course, your mental health is not just going to take that. You can go crazy at some point. So this is where also how saving of the game works. Basically, if you die without saving, you can just press wake up, and you will wake up at the shore where you start the game. And the things will be there as same as they would be like if you start just right now from the scratch, and the same two guys that greet you there will be there. So that's how it works. Or you can go out there somewhere and you press escape and you press camp, which makes your character like, I guess, camp and go to sleep. You can choose to go to sleep like 1 hour, 2, 3, or something like that. I think like up to 10 possibly. And it's gonna also tell you, hey, currently you're not that tired, right? You have the tiredness meter as you have health, and you have your mental health as well, I think. So if you're tired, you're gonna have to end up going to sleep, or else you're gonna be having problems aiming and stuff, because aiming does have a lot of penalties. Like when you're moving, you have a penalty and stuff like that, which can also be offset with certain traits and craziness and stuff like that. So yeah, you basically just camp, and your character is gonna sleep there. And that's gonna save the game. So next time you die, you can press again wake up, and apparently you just wake up from the nightmare, which was you dying, and that's where you start again from. So basically that's how you save the progress. But it's a good idea to actually go and go probably indoors or on the roof if you want to camp. When you press camp, you actually have like hey, you're outdoors, you don't feel protected, like stuff like that, you know. That's always an option. I'm not seeing like the option that someone might ambush you while you sleep. I'm not experienced that, but I'm guessing that might be a thing, since you know your character might be afraid to do that. Also, you do level up all the time. Like everything you do, it gets you XP, like shooting people, stabbing people, basically being a nasty person gets you XP. And you level up, and as you level up, you can put points into your like major traits like agility and stuff. And the higher your agility and dexterity, let's say, combination is, then you can unlock some traits in between. Like I don't know what kind of traits there were, like kickboxers, so your kicks hurt more. You have like, hey, if you have this and this stat, then you can shoot better while you're moving. Like the penalty will be less. So stuff like that you can pick, and you can build your character the way you want to build, the way you like playing, right? And then you combine your style of play with the traits that are gonna benefit that style of play. So let's say if you want to play like a sniper, you're not gonna go in there to probably pick like, hey, I'm a tank who really prefers heavy hitting melee weapons or something like that. You're not really gonna go for that, right? Probably not. And now that I'm talking about weapons, there's a ton of weaponry in there. Like even in my short play time, I just, you know, everywhere you go, there's weapons on the floor, on corpses, on like you can loot a lot of like closets and cars and stuff on the floor. There you can find a lot of weapons. Like first time I played, I was like, ooh, I don't know, I can't get a weapon. Just had like that machete you get at the start and stuff like that. But then I just went around a bit, and there's weapons. There is weapons, and most of them have like their own ammo. Well, not exactly their own. You have like small handgun ammo, you have medium, you have heavy, you have shells for shotguns and stuff like that. You know what you would expect and you can find. So you don't have shotgun shells, you're probably not going to be carrying a shotgun with you because your inventory is limited. Apparently there's like hundreds of different weapons and ammo. Like it's amazing, and you have all good stuff out there that you would expect, like weapons that you would expect from this. And you know, when you have weapons, the combat is really fast paced actually. So everything happens pretty damn fast. Like especially some of the melee guys can really sprint at you. Like they can really like go sprint at you. I've not played like a heavy melee guy ever. So I've not tried that on my own. So if I can get like a sprint ability or whatever it would be, I don't know. But yeah, I can sprint at you, and for that you would probably want a shotty, so you can just take care of them. Or maybe you're gonna be in the melee as well. I'm gonna try to hit them as hard as they are hitting you, something like that, you know. As for the world is, as I said before, it's full. It is early access. It's been like out of early access, or well, on early access, Steam early access for like 14 days now, and the game is full of stuff. Really, like those factions. You have wastelanders, as you would probably expect. You have like neo-Nazis out there. You have cannibals. You have all the good stuff that you would expect in like a proper Fallout game. Basically, you could call this a Fallout clone. Not exactly a clone, but a game based on Fallout, how Fallout would work. So yeah, but with its own kinks and stuff like that. So yeah, speaking of Fallout, there's a ton of booze and drugs in this game. So if you want to get high, you can get high. If you wanna, I don't know, get stoned, you can get stoned. Like I know there's like I think there's a quest like, yo, get me some heroin, and you get me heroin, I'm gonna be your friend. I think that's how I actually got a follower. There was a guy actually following me. Didn't even know that was possible, but I think I did a quest for him. He was like a thief, gave him some heroin, I think, and his color actually changed up, and he was like he was blue colored, so he was like my friend, and he followed me around doing quests for me, helping me, and he was actually really good. Like when I met some raiders, I would like, my instinct would be to fall back and try to shoot from cover, well, sometimes, and he just went haywire in there and started killing them. And when I tried to help, I accidentally shot him in the back. So he was like, oh, you betrayed me, and he turned on me, so I had to kill the poor guy. Oh, you know, it happens even to the best of us. Yeah, well, you know, it happens. What do you have? You have like raiders out there. There's butchers, who I think are the cannibals. You have like the army that are the badasses out there. I think you have to actually make them like you first. I had to do a quest for them. I think it was actually killing that guy that was friendly with me. That was the quest. And then they give you like a badge that would let you through and actually access more of the territory. I've not actually explored the whole place. I don't know how huge it is in the end, but So far it looks there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff in the game, and you have like pips popping up all the time if you have that enabled. You have them pips. There's one problem with that. They're kind of small. The UI I would say is like those tooltips, and when you talk to someone, actually the chat that pops up in the world when people talk to each other and stuff like that, it's pretty small and it goes away pretty fast, I would say. So it's kind of hard to see at times, especially if you're like in combat and it's fast-paced. You have to get used to it, you know. You have to just, if you play for a bit, I'm definitely sure that you get used to it. Also, like doing one of the like early quests for people, the quest wasn't easy. It took me a while to actually do it. It was like an early quest, and they just let me in. Hey, you can now use my armory. Like they're like a faction. You can use our armory. And went in there, and there was like a ton of guns in there, a ton of ammo. I was like hurting on some ammo before. Just went in there, got myself a lot of good stuff. Got myself some med kits. Got myself a bunch of booze. Talked to their doctor. They got me healed up. I got some good armor. There's armor as well, not just weapons and ammo and throwable things like grenades and knives and smoke bombs and a ton of different things. Like really, well, the person that made this really I think worked well on the on the gun part and the ammo part and all that kind of stuff. It's very detailed. So is the atmosphere. The atmosphere game is like amazing. It's amazing. Like you're gonna be doing like stealing, backstabbing, sneaking around, going ham, shooting everyone. You have the craziness mechanic. Like it's a really good game. I really enjoyed it. I think it's a good game for my first indie game of this month. I think I picked the right one to start us off, because I'm gonna be playing more like survival games. Well, this one is not exactly a survival game. It fits into the genre. Like I do like the apocalyptic style of gaming, and I really do enjoy that. Now, more of this game. You can talk to people. Not everyone has like a conversation ready for you, but everyone has a response, even though it might be, hey, leave me alone, I don't want to talk to you. Then you can talk to people, get some new quests. There's like, what did I forget to talk about? There's an hour of the day, like it ticks away, so you get tired at night or something. Well, you get tired as you run around and such. There's minefields. You can step on mines. You can actually you can barricade the doors and windows if you want to like camp indoors and just chill around. You can do that. You can basically make your own house. You can use lock picking on stuff. I've seen some like easy lock picks. I've seen some hard lock picks mechanisms. So yeah, there's options. You can find friends out there. You can make enemies out there out of friends that, you know, used to be your friends, and then you make enemies. So yeah, there's a lot of freedom of choice in this game, and I do like that. I like freedom of choice in my games. The reason for that is because when a game is too linear, I get bored, right? I get bored fast. Or if I complete the game, I then don't have really I would like to go back into the game and try it out a different way, because there's no different way, you know? That's why I like freestyle games. That's why I like this game. So, my final verdict, I really like Almost Alive. I think it's a good game. I think it can get even better with time. I think it might not be exactly a game that I can be really good at because of the fast-paced combat, and I would probably die a lot if I played more and got to harder stuff. Apparently there's bosses planned and stuff like that. I don't think they've been added yet, but they are certainly planned. And finally, I'd say it's a game worth a follow on Steam. And if you're into games like that, especially like Fallout games with some tactical fast-paced combat, that would be a game for you, definitely. And there's a lot of freedom, and so you can play it for a long time and have a lot of fun, I'd say. So give it a try, or at least give it a follow on Steam and wishlist it so you can follow its progress. I certainly will. Now, this is the first part of the series. I will say this time, as I will say it in other videos. In the end of the month, I will post a poll where you can vote for the game you would like to see me play for a proper series later on. And if you want to vote for Almost Alive, here you go. Now you've learned what it is about, and hopefully you enjoyed this video. I certainly did enjoy playing. For now, thank you everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please consider dropping a comment down below. Share, like, subscribe, and I see more Doom Magic, and I'll see you next time. Koko out.